29-year-old Tanveer Ahmed from Glasgow, who's a newsagent who normally gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning, does his road work, then gets to work at 6 o'clock, works for 12 hours, and then goes back to the gym in the evening. Now, for this fight, he's given all that up, and he says that he's concentrated totally on the boxing and that others run the business. He's waited a long time for this chance to fight for the British Lightweight Championship, which Michael Ayres gave up after a 2.5-year reign. One or two people are saying that he won't beat Wayne Rigby tonight, but he looks very, very pumped up for it. When I spoke to him last night, he said that he's going to prove everybody wrong here. Height and reach, and probably power advantages too, for Tanveer Ahmed, who has an Asian background, Pakistani background, but he sounds more like Alex Ferguson than Imran Khan if you talk to him.
I think he's just got to hope that the motivation's still there, because he has been left hanging around for quite a while, and it could be that the sharpness has just gone because he has been hanging around.
And ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ringside now, would you please welcome from Manchester, Wayne Rigby.
A lot of friends and family of Wayne Rigby are here. 5 years younger than Tanveer Ahmed at 24. The man from Manchester who used to work in an abattoir. Never fought, never stopped, and on a run of 6 successive victories. Busy little fighter, Wayne Rigby, but not a big puncher. Only 3 knockouts in 15 fights for him. Likeable, extrovert personality, and this could be an interesting clash of styles. Let's have a look at the tail of the tape then for this fight. 2 little-known fighters, to be honest with you, fighting for the classic British Lightweight Championship, which has been held by some very, very big names down the years. Ahmed, the older man, who's waited around a long time, though Rigby's been boxing since he was 8. Ahmed, taller, reach advantage for him as well. Ahmed right on the 9 stone 9 pound limit. Rigby well inside, very well inside. Ahmed's had more fights and greater experience. He's boxed more rounds. Slightly better knockout percentage for Ahmed, but they're not huge punches, either of these. And the rules tonight: mandatory 8 count, no standing 8, no 3 knockdown room. And look at that one, full point scoring in Britain for the first time at a televised promotion. The old half-point system's gone. It's a good move. Bell will save a fighter only in the last round. And that's what they're fighting for. What a handsome belt that is. The Lonsdale belt, and it beats most of those World Championship belts you see. Absolutely hands down.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans and Sky fans, this is the main event. Frank Maloney and Panax Promotions proudly present 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant British Lightweight Championship, sponsored here by the Daily Star. Live exclusive here on Sky Sports, you've joined us for the very best ringside seat in the business. All the officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control here present at the ringside. Our timekeeper is Mr. Tom Rice. Our referee in charge of the action is Mr. Larry O'Connell. They're the officials, and here are the contestants. Firstly, and introducing to you, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the green trunks trimmed with white. He weighed in at 9 stone and 9 pounds. He brings a 21 fight record, 18 wins, 8 by KO, 1 loss and 2 draws. He's from Glasgow. Would you please welcome Tanveer Ahmed. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing these solid black trunks and weighed in at 9 stone and 7 pounds. He brings a 15 fight record, 12 wins, a 3 by way of knockout, and only 3 defeats. He's the current Central Area Lightweight Champion from Manchester. Would you please welcome
this championship, which has been held down the years by men who went on to become world champions, like the restless Welshman Freddie Welsh, the relentless Eastender Jack Kidberg, the Whitechapel Whirlwind, the dazzling Ken Buchanan, and Jim Watt, who's gone on, of course, to become a familiar figure on television. The vacant British lightweight championship, this one of the classic divisions. It dates back 107 years in this country to when it was held by Dick Burge. Tanveer Ahmed, the taller man, the southpaw in the green trunks, and the black of Manchester's Wayne Rigby, the younger man by 5 years. And you'll see, I think, Ahmed trying to dominate behind his long reach. Keep the fight maybe at range. Rigby will look to get inside and maybe work away to the body. That's a cracking right hand straight away from Rigby. Didn't he time that well?
He did time that well, and that is a punch that Ahmed has been a little bit susceptible to in the past. Obviously in the gym, they've probably worked on that punch long and hard.
One thing Rigby may have in his favour here is a greater resilience. He's never been on the floor, and Tanveer Ahmed has been down in his career 4 times. Having said that, Rigby is no concussive hitter, not on what he's shown so far anyway. This fight means so much for these two men who've come up the hard way without much publicity, without much money, and really you find yourself as a neutral observer wishing them both well, don't you, Glenn?
Of course you do. They've worked long and hard, and they deserve some success.
No glamour treatment for either of these two fellas. Tanveer Ahmed proud of his Pakistani background. I notice he's got Pakistan written down the side of his shorts, and there was word, I don't know if it was a bit of publicity gimmickry, they invited the Pakistan High Commissioner here. Rigby started well, though.
He's starting well. He's trying to bring Ahmed down to the size a little bit. He's got to try and do that because Ahmed has got that height and reach advantage. He's going to try and use that to good effect. Also, it's behind a southpaw jab, which makes it more difficult for Rigby. So Rigby's got to try and find a way inside so he can use them good body punching.
Clever little right hand punch there by Tanveer Ahmed. He's got plenty of skills about him. Again, fairly good shot by Ahmed. Not an awful lot in this opening round, Glenn.
There is nothing. They've both got to try and settle into it and just find their way. And it's going to be difficult for Rigby. He's got to try and get past that southpaw stance and without walking onto a left hand from Ahmed.
Ahmed just whipping in that left hand as well every time the opportunity presents itself. They're having a fairly good look at one another in this opening round. Wasn't much in that.
Inside this engine, the 21st century has already begun. Because petrol is injected directly into the cylinder, the new Mitsubishi GDI engine dramatically decreases fuel consumption, increases power output, and reduces CO2 emissions by 20%. The Mitsubishi GDI. We haven't just redesigned our engine, we've reinvented it.
Welcome back to the famous York Hall in Bethnal Green in the East End of London. First round action, and the best shot of the round was this right hand coming up from Wayne Rigby.
Yes, he just got the right distance there. That was a good punch, but Ahmed stood up to it well. But that's the punch that Rigby has got to try and use. But it might take Rigby a little time to get warm, a little time to get in. He's been out of the ring since March, so there could be a few cobwebs there.
Although his training for this fight, I'm told, has been very intensive. The black trunks of Wayne Rigby from Manchester, the green of the Glasgow newsagent Tanveer Ahmed. of these men have had setbacks in the past in their career. Rigby lost on his debut, but he hasn't been defeated since 1995 when he lost to Kelton Mackenzie, so that makes a decent run. His confidence will be high. Ahmed just the one defeat in his career, and that was in his second fight, and he's had 21 altogether. Could have a rather lucky draw for the WBO Intercontinental title, Ahmed, against Dave Armstrong. One of the judges, I think, had Armstrong 5 rounds in front at the end of it, but it was scored a draw overall. That's all history. What counts for them both is tonight.
Ahmed's doing the right thing. He's trying to keep centre of the ring, control behind the jab, occasionally let out a left hand, but just careful boxing. Rigby has got to try and get inside that jab and work to the body and bring the right hand into play.
Ahmed scoring quite consistently behind his jab and left hand in this second round. Rigby finding it hard to get in range, really. Saw it twice there, he just hit thin air. It's a problem for him. It's one he knew he'd have on the way into it, but he'll have to think his way through this.
It's very difficult. That was better with the left hook, but it's very difficult for an orthodox fighter to beat the southpaw to the jab because they're obviously much more used to using it. And that's the problem at the moment. He's too far out of range and he can't get his other punches on.
Ahmed, who just started boxing really as a hobby, and it's kind of grown from there until he was in reach of a shot at the British Championship. You heard him say in that interview beforehand he even felt of retiring at one point. His wife urged him to go on and take this championship chance. He's dominating this second round, Ahmed.
Yes, he's just keeping busy. Nice work behind the jab, controlling the fight from centre ring.
Derby, undefeated at home.
Sheer quality, sheer class.
Blackburn, title contenders.
Such accuracy.
The foundations for a cracker.
Absolutely brilliant.
Mounting pressure.
They lead again.
And something's got to give.
He's done it.
World Super Sunday, Derby v Blackburn, starts at 3, Sky Sports 1.
Welcome back to the East End of London. Tanveer Ahmed doing some good work in that second round. He had his sporadic successes, Wayne Rigby, but it was Ahmed's jab that kind of dominated.
Yes, Ahmed just settled into the fight, the quicker of the two. He's got his game plan, he's getting to that better, using the jab, and that's working well. And Rigby just not able to get close enough to land the punches he needs.
Here's round 3. British lightweight championship, remember. Tanveer Ahmed in green, Wayne Rigby in black. Now what can Rigby do about the height and reach problem? Had a very good win over Alan Bosworth away from home in Northampton to earn this chance, Rigby, but that was 10 months ago. Hasn't fought since then. Ahmed, who stopped Alan Temple in a final eliminator nearly a year ago. The big stars in Britain on this scene have been Michael Ayres, Colin Dunn, who now the WBU champion, and Billy Schwer, the European champion. He's been around a long time. Excellent fighter, Billy. Good to see him coming back so strongly in '97 as well.
Well, Rigby's got to try and find a way in now, so he's got to try and find a little bit more lateral movement, step to the side, give Ahmed a few angles, and he's got to be busier. It's time for a little step up in pace at about this point.
Just going southpaw for a moment there, Rigby, and then changing back immediately. He's flirted with that idea a couple of times, which I think is a realization, Glenn, that he needs to set Tanveer Ahmed one or two other problems.
That's right, at least he's trying to think in there. He's quickly going back to orthodox, which is a good thing, because I don't think he feels really comfortable at southpaw. But you know, he's trying to think and maybe just throw a few feints to try and make Ahmed make a mistake. But as yet, Ahmed isn't.
It's Ahmed's kind of fight, this, so far. He's whipping in those left hands to some effect. He's not a sledgehammer puncher, but he's got a better knockout ratio than Rigby. They might have a cumulative effect. Little bit of blood around by the side of the forehead now of Rigby.
Well, Rigby has been cut before, and there was quite a bit of scar tissue around his eyes.
This is better for Rigby, getting in close and thumping away to the body. Now that's where he wants to be. So this is a change in the fight.
I think maybe he senses there's a little bit of damage to his eyes, and this has spurred him on a little bit. Now this is more his sort of fight.
Much more of a close-in brawl, and Tanveer Ahmed needs to keep this more at range. But Rigby here is suddenly warming to the task. There's damage to the right eye by the look of it of Rigby, though. This is warming up quite nicely. Things happening in this third round. A cut for Rigby, but his best successes so far. And there is the damage to the right eye of Wayne Rigby. We can't get that closer view for the very good reason that the corner are working on it. Bob Shannon and Aziz Daho, brother of the late British super featherweight champion Najib Daho, is working in that corner.
There's that good left hand from Ahmed. I'm not sure if this was what did the damage.
That was a good shot, wasn't it?
Was
better shot than it looked.
That just
at
really rocked
real
him back.
pace.
The solid punch that could well have been it. It looked round about the spot.
Interesting how that last round will have been scored by Larry O'Connell, because Tanveer Ahmed certainly had his moments, but this body attack by Rigby was eye-catching. Now here's round 4. Vacant British lightweight championship at 9 stone, 9 pounds. The division over a century old in this country. Oh, that's good stuff from Tanveer Ahmed. Put the punches together very well there. 5 or 6 punch cluster from him. Both of these two with their heart absolutely set on this chance. This biggest of all nights, really, in their boxing career, certainly so far.
Rigby's got to keep close to Ahmed. He can't afford to stand out of range, because with the extra reach, a little bit extra speed, Ahmed is beating him to the punch. So Rigby's got to close down the distance and keep the pressure on Ahmed.
Cut doesn't look too bad by Rigby's right eye, but there the heads came very dangerously close together. I just wonder whether there was a head clash that caused the original cut. It might well have been that, I think, you know. If only Rigby had a big punch to go with his busy style, it would help him so much more, wouldn't it?
Yes, that would certainly be a help, but at this moment he's just not getting close enough. Whether he had a punch or not, he needs to be in range to land a shot, and that's the problem he's having, getting into range.
Well, he's there now, and he scores with a couple of good uppercuts.
The left tooth was better from Rigby.
We're getting more of the close quarter combat that Rigby would fancy more now, and maybe that's bad news long term for Tanveer Ahmed.
Well, it could be also the fact Rigby's been out of the ring for a while. It'll take him a little bit of time to warm to this, to get his rhythm back. So maybe he'll do better as the rounds go on.
It's become harder for Tanveer Ahmed to keep the fight at range behind his southpaw jab.
Ian Ahmed Rain still picking away with the shots which will be scoring points.
Interesting, intriguing battle.
The human body and mind continually change and develop with each new challenge life brings. The Sunday Telegraph will help guide you to health and happiness throughout your life with Life Stages, an exclusive new 6-part weekly supplement. Be ahead in life's race with Life Stages, continuing this Sunday in the Sunday Telegraph.
Coming next Wednesday, a second chance of some giant killing for First Division Port Vale. They took on mighty Arsenal in an FA Cup replay. It's on Sky Sports 2 Wednesday at 7:30. But right now you're watching the battle for the vacant British lightweight title between Wayne Rigby and Tanveer Ahmed, live and exclusive from the York Hall, Bethnal Green.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. And here's round 5. Tanveer Ahmed in the green trunks, the black of Wayne Rigby. And not an awful lot in it so far. I think you've got Tanveer Ahmed ahead, haven't you, Glenn?
Yes, I'm giving him the round, just picking with more shots. He's just the busier. Rigby just standing off too much. You're having a little bit of trouble closing the distance down, so whether he can do that as the rounds go on is yet to be seen.
Not that often that Glenn and I disagree, but I've got it level at the moment, so there you go. Having given Rigby round 3. Doesn't really much matter how Glenn and I are saying it. It's Larry O'Connell who makes the big decision. Facial damage as well there for Rigby by the look of it, underneath the eyes. Looks a bit blotchy and puffy. Heads coming pretty dangerously close together at times. Turning southpaw again there, Rigby, and back again. One person definitely not watching this will be Wayne Rigby's mother. She can't bear to watch him box without bursting into tears. So she's in hiding somewhere tonight, waiting for the result.
Well, Rigby's trying to get closer. He's getting more of a bounce and getting a little closer to the bodywork, but still has to be busier and has to land with cleaner punches.
Good left hook to the body from Rigby there. He turned his man well there, Rigby, too. Didn't really follow up with the body attack you expected. The body shots from Rigby that have taken the eye more than anything in this round.
Yes, they look the best so far in this round. He's getting that little bit closer, starting to land to Ahmed more and more. And Ahmed not looking as much in control in this round. Just losing his rhythm a little bit. And Rigby starting to land. Now's a better round for Rigby.
2 weeks in Zante, £239 apartment, pool, and they had shed loads of other deals.
What? Thomas Cook? Thomas Cook. The nice surprise is the prices. Starting with tomorrow's Sunday Mirror, take a break. From just £34 return, you can fly to Europe or Scotland. Fly from London to Barcelona, Palma, Amsterdam, Nice, Geneva and Scotland with EasyJet. That's right, get this fantastic flight offer to Europe or Scotland from just £34 return. Go on, get away. Get the Sunday Mirror tomorrow.
Welcome back. On the right of your picture, Tanveer Ahmed. On the left, Wayne Rigby. Body shots landed in the fight so far. Rigby 35-12.
Well, that could be a good sign for Rigby, starting to land with more and more body shots. There's that good left hook, and he had a much better round. I give that one a good round for Rigby. And I think that's the key. He's got to get closer. He's got to start trying to break Ahmed up with body punches.
Here's round 6. Remember Tanveer Ahmed in green, the tall man from Glasgow, 29 years of age. Good left hand again from Ahmed there. Just getting back for a moment to the good work he was showing early on in the contest. Just boxing behind the jab and whipping in the left hand. That's what works so well for him. Does it again. Has to stay busy doing it to keep Rigby from closing the range.
I guess it's difficult for Ahmed. He's got to keep good concentration throughout this fight. Got to keep his boxing together and work well behind that jab. Well, there will always be the danger that Rigby can close the distance down and start working to the body.
This is better from Tanveer Ahmed in this round. So far, anyway.
Again, Rigby has a little success with the left hook to the body. Got to try and make Ahmed miss with the southpaw jab and come back with that left hook.
There is again the old combination from Tanveer Ahmed. Right jab, left cross.
And they're both having their share of success in this round. Rigby to the body, Ahmed with the long straight punches.
A little burst from Rigby. He maybe needs a wee bit more of it in this round. The right hand's not a bad shot either. Both of them will look to finish the round strong. Last thing that the ref will remember before marking his scorecard. Again, the left hand's a good shot from Tanveer Ahmed.
Trying to get the hands free, work her way inside. Got to try and work a good effect in close.
So you've heard what Glenn McCrory and I are making of things. I wonder how Barry McGuigan's seeing it. Barry.
Yeah, Ian, that's a great fight. It's developing into a really good one. I think the second half of the fight is really going to be interesting. It's in the balance at the moment. But Rigby has put a lot of emphasis on body punches, and it's a risk worth taking because in the latter half of the fight, those body shots could pay big dividends for him. Ahmed is refusing to throw more than 1 or 2 punches at a time. He's bending over more, tucking the elbows in nice and tight. So, as I say, it could be a difficult fight for him in the second half when he needs to call on his stamina. He's taken a lot out of him, Wayne Rigby, with those body shots. But as I say, it's all in the balance at the moment. It's a matter of who wants it. And Rigby needs to step the pace up a little bit more. It's a very even fight.
And Barry McGuigan, of course, knows 1 or 2 things about body shots, doesn't he, Glenn?
Yes, he was one of the best at throwing the body punching.
Here's round 7 then. Tanveer Ahmed with his back to you in those green trunks, looking to become the first man of Pakistani heritage to hold a British championship at any weight. There's Glenn's scorecard.
Yes, I'm still giving it to